Great morning, my family. Family, eh. And we say family, yeah, yeah. Family, and we say family. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Great morning to you, YouTube world. Indeed, it is another beautiful day. Great morning to you, Isaac's family. First on the building. Big up yourself. God bless you. God bless you. I'm always delighted to have you. Happy belated birthday. I see you had a blast. I was late to the party, but I give God thanks that you're alive and well and you live to see another year, another day. Listen, you're not older. You're just one day older. All right? You're just continuing to live your best life. We want to live our best life right now. You're welcome. We want to live our best life every single day. I see you had a blast. But God is good all the time. And all the time, God is, I wonder if it was you I saw at Plantation last week, Friday night. Was it you? Now that I'm seeing this new hairstyle, I'm wondering if it was you I saw at Plantation right around the bar. The hairstyle looked familiar. And yeah, tell me if it was you. But I'm giving God thanks that you are here this morning and we're here to have another great time in the Lord. Indeed, God is good to us. He continued to just bless us. And this morning, I am grateful that the Lord is my helper. I am thankful this morning that I am breathing on my own. I am alive this morning. I am in my right mind. What are you grateful for? What are you grateful for? What are you grateful for this morning? The sun is shining for all of us. And if it is raining on your side of the world, go ahead and give God thanks for the rain because listen, we all need the rain. We need it, we need it, we need it. The plants need it, the earth need it, the birds need it, the animals need it. We need it because we need it, a part of us to survive. All right, and so this morning I am strong. I am favored by God. I am beautiful and wonderfully made. What are you affirming this morning? I'm healthy. I'm healthy. I'm in the land of the living. And for that, I am just grateful. This morning, there's a song that says, Mighty Warrior. There's a song that says, you may feel down and feel like God has somehow forgotten that you are faced with circumstances that you can't get through. Right now, it seems there's no way out and you're going under. Listen, this morning, we just want to give God thanks that even if we're feeling down, God is still a good God. So we just want to jump into that song. We're going to sing it just one or two times until we have some other people in the building. Then we jump straight into it. No, we're not going to lay. We're not going to wait around. So you may feel down and feel like God has somehow forgotten that you are faced with circumstances you can't get through. Right now it seems there's no way out, you're going under. But God's proven time and time again that He'll take care of you. He'll take care of you, Michelle. Blessed Michelle Vlog. He'll do it again for you. He'll do it again. Just take a look at where you are now, where you could have been. Hasn't he always come through for you? He's the same now and then. Don't you know God has not changed? You may not know how, you may not know when. Miss Ruthie, he'll do it again. Miss Ruthie, Blessed Michelle vlog, God knows the thing. And Isaac's family, you're going through and how you are hurting. He understands just how your heart has been broken into. He's a God of the sun, the sea, the stars, and he is your father. My Lord, he'll calm the storms and he'll find a way and he'll fix it for you. God knows the things you're going through and how you are hurting. He understands just how your heart has been broken into. He's a God of the sun, the stars, the sea, and he is your father. He'll calm the storms and he'll find a way. Sonia, Iris, he'll gonna fix it for you and he'll do it again for you. He'll do it again. Just take a look at where you are now and where you could have been. Hasn't he always come through for you? He's the same now and then. Don't you know God has not changed? You may not know how, you may not know when, but he'll do it again. Isaac's family, Blessed Michelle's vlog, Ruthie's, Marlon, Sonia, Iris, God knows the thing you're going through and how you are hurting. Listen, God understands just how your heart might be broken in two. Is the same God yesterday, today, and forever. He will not change. He cannot change. He is just the same. So even when you go through the valleys and the shadows and you fear nothing. You should try to fear nothing because it's the same God who brought you out yesterday. All right. It's the same God who brought you out of your trouble last year or the year before or even 10 years ago. Just take a look at where you are now and where you could have been. Hasn't he always come through for you? He's the same now and then. You may not know how, you may not know when, but God's gonna do it again. Bless the Lord. Great morning to you, my family, my YouTube family. It's always a pleasure just to come and share. Even if I am feeling down and I just begin to share, just having you here with me, just lift my spirit to the next level. And I do hope that when you come here, you don't leave the same way you came. You'd grab a word for the day, for the moment, for the week, or better yet, for the rest of the year, or just use it as a nugget as you go through life's journey, because we need that push, that motivation, that encouragement. That's what we want to do around here. And whatever God lay on your heart, don't be afraid to type in the comment section or in the chat. And if God has done something great for you based on what we spoke about yesterday or last week, go right ahead and share it with us. We know some people having challenges with internet. Some persons came on yesterday And as they came on, the internet went. But listen, we're not going to be daunted by all the distractions around us. We will continue to push ahead. The distractions are necessary because guess what? They build us and they push us. They push what is inside of us. So if we become comfortable, it is one said that discomfort is your friend. Because when you become uncomfortable, you want to look for another way out, something that you never saw before. You will have done something you have never done before. If you want a change this morning in your life, don't continue doing the same thing over and over and over and expect to get a different result. You know what they call that? They call that madness. I mean, no, man, I have no mad people around here. Great morning to you, Terrence, Gardening Live. Good to have you. I believe it's the first time seeing you here. Hi, T. Blair. Great morning to you. God is concerned about you, T. Blair, and He is working it out. Terrence, God is working it out for you. Iris is saying, yes, the Lord upon this rock I will stand. Sonia is saying, I'm thanking God for the breath of life. Are we just we can just all thank God for the breath of life. The fact that we are here is something to be grateful and to be thankful for. So go ahead and encourage somebody, share with somebody, let somebody know, listen, we are grateful over here. We are just the people that is excited about the blessings of the Lord, about the fact that we are breathing. We don't even have to have money. We might be feeling a little pain in the back, but we are still grateful. If we just sit and look at all the blessings that God has for us, you may not be able to move around as you should, but guess what? You are not in the hospital. You are breathing on your own. So many persons are on ventilators, but are you on any ventilator this morning? Can you move your hands this morning? Something you need to be grateful for. I want you to stop where you are right now. I want you to think about three things, just three. If you want to do more than three, I want you to think about three things. Nothing big, just something simple that you want to be grateful for. If you so feel, I would love if you share with us in the comment section three things that you are grateful for. So you can type three different times. So you can say, I'm grateful for life. You send that in the chat. That's one. I am grateful that I can see. That's another one. You send that on in the chat. And you are grateful that you got out of bed this morning. And I just gave you my three. So I'll go ahead, just go right ahead and type in the comment section. What are you grateful for? I'm grateful for family. I'm grateful for family. The song says, family, and we say family. Yeah, man, and we say family around here. It's a good thing to have person, being a part of your family. It may not be blood, but all of you here this morning who continue to share with me on this journey, we say family around here. And indeed, we are blessed. T blessed, oh Lord, we are on top and not beneath, on top of our graves. That is so good. What a mighty God, T. Blair is saying. I believe we can just talk all of what is in the chat this morning. Iris is saying, my cup, turn up, turn up, turn up. Lord Jesus, share some of that with us now. Share some of that with us this morning. We are indeed grateful. And we're going to jump straight into number 3. Remember, we are on a journey, how to solve problem. But sometimes we just have to just go and talk depending on how I am led. So once you go right ahead and type, what are you grateful for? I will just continue how to solve problem. And we are at number 3. Now, if you want to know number 2 and number 1, you're gonna have to check out my last 2 live video. Number 1, recognize that you always have a problem. Number 2, is you must identify the real problem. And I remember yesterday we had a lot of men in the house. It looked like the ladies them come to take over today. Terence and Marlon, that ladies them come to take over. Marlon was our A student yesterday. Let us see who will be the A student today. Number 3, how to solve problem is you must face the problem. Ha 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 ha. You must face the problem. You must face the problem. Now, when Nehemiah, we know about Nehemiah, when Nehemiah was threatened by the enemy, some of his friends told him to hide in the temple. But he replied, should a man like me run away, or should someone like me go into the temple to save his life? I will not go. As Nehemiah built the walls of Jerusalem in 2 months, an amazing feat. Listen, we know, and if you don't know the story of Nehemiah, I'm going to encourage you to go and read it. Now, we're having Bible study here too, because I'm telling you, yesterday I think we talked about Job, and I was saying, go over and read the book of Job for yourself. It's a great book. You'll enjoy it. But today, I am encouraging you, go right ahead and read the book of Nehemiah. I promise you, you probably want to read it 2 and 3 and 4 times. You're gonna enjoy it. There are just some Bible chapters. When you read them, it's like you smile. It's like you don't want to put it up. Have you ever read a book and it's like the book's so nice that you don't want to put it down? That's the feeling that you will get. I promise you. That is the feeling that you will get when you read the book of Nehemiah. So I'm going to encourage you all, go right ahead and read the book of Nehemiah. So he was threatened. And we know the story of Sanballat and Tobias. Now, when they were saying, why Nehemiah coming to rebuild the wall, and they were saying it can't be done, and they threatened him. They said threat for him. And I was reading it last night in Nehemiah 6. I think I was reading in Nehemiah 6 last night. No, Nehemiah was determined that, listen, I am not going to run away from my problem. I am going to stay. So what are you going to do this morning? Are you going to run away? Is it said, Nehemiah 6, verse 2. Then Sanballat said unto Nehemiah, come, let us meet together in some one of the villages in the plain. But they thought to do me mischief. They thought to do Nehemiah mischief. Hi, all around Sarah. How are you, my darling? I haven't seen you for a while. And we are so delighted that you can pop in with us today. No, verse 4 said, yet they sent unto me 4 times after this sort, and I answered them after the same manner. Nehemiah said, I'm not going to go. And his friends were saying to him, why you not run away? Why don't you run away? And that is verse 11. And I said, should a man like me flee? And who is there that, being as I am, would go up into the temple to save his life? I will not go. Nehemiah decided that I'm going to stand. I decided to build this wall, and I will not come down until I finish. I will not stop until I finish. So you're going to have obstacles in the way. You're going to have obstacles in the way. So go right ahead and read the book of Nehemiah. When I was just reading just chapter 6 last night, I was tempted to read back the entire chapter. But it was so late. I was really tired because I started it after I had prayer meeting. And prayer meeting went up to about 11:30 last night. So when I started preparing for this morning, I was only able to read chapter 6. And then I jump over to chapter 1. And I said, I'm going to finish reading it over the weekend. The book is just nice. I promise you, you will not be disappointed. So Nehemiah decided that he was going to rebuild the walls of Jerusalem. So whatever, you will have some challenges in your life, and you have to have the right people in your corner to encourage you and to push you and say, listen, man, you can make it. You can do it. Forward still is Jehovah's will. That is what one of the songwriters says. We don't want anybody to say, no, man, just sit around or, just give in. No, we are fighters and we will not give up around here. We want nobody around here to give up, because the word of God says we can do all things through Christ who strengthens us. You can do it. You can make it. So when Nehemiah was there, he was thinking to himself, boy, I don't know if I have nobody to come with me. But when he looked, he had person to help him rebuild the wall. So you have the Sambalat and the Tobias on either side, and say, all right, me I go wait around and see. Me I go watch and see if he really go do it. They were looking on to see if he failed or if he was going to fail. But listen, God is our helper this morning, and we will not fear. We will not fear this morning, because God is our helper. I want you to type in the comment section right now, God is my helper. I will not fear. Tell yourself this morning, God is my helper. I will not fear. What is it you wanted to launch out to do? What challenge is there? And you're saying, boy, I not think me can do it. This one too hard. When you look and say, boy, is that mountain top? Me really have to go? You are looking at the top of the mountain, but you're not looking to the God who will give you the strength to make it to the top of the mountain. You're looking at your problem and saying, oh, this problem is so big. But why don't you turn to the problem solver this morning? Turn to the problem solver. He will work it out. Do you have problem in your marriage this morning? Put it over to the Lord, because the problem, I tell you already, problem is gonna come looking for you. Problem is going to come looking for you. God is your helper. You will not be afraid, because we know the God in whom we serve. We can depend on him. He is such a good God. So Nehemiah said, listen, why you tell me if you run away? I am not going to run away, and I'm not going to let them set me up. So you have to know the voice of God. You're going to have to pray and say, God, give me the spirit of discerning, so I can discern the good from evil. And we know the story. And if you don't know the story, Nehemiah came out as the victor. He was able to rebuild the walls. I think it was in 20 days. And he successful. He went through, though persons were saying it was impossible. But listen, with God, nothing shall be impossible. This morning, you may be disappointed in something or someone, but listen, God is able to still do it for us. And as I sang this morning, he'll do it again for you, Sister Izzy. Just take a look at where you are now and where you could have been. Where you could have been this morning. Is the same God. It is the same God. That's okay, but go right ahead and listen. We are saying it's the same God who took you through it several years ago. He can still bring you through it again. It could have been last week, and then you're seeing another problem showing up today. It is saying to us that we are to learn to trust and depend on God. No, there's a saying that says the elephant in the room. Okay? Anybody knows what that means? The elephant in the room. What is that analogy that they use? What is the elephant in the room? Anybody? Somebody? He'll do it. I give you a little time to think about it. For you, what is the elephant in the room? The elephant in the room. He'll do it again. If you know, type it in the comment section. What is the elephant? I want to say to you, just take a look at where you are now and where you could have been. And something always come through. And those who are on the outside looking in, we're so delighted that you have graced us with your presence. We do not take it for granted. And we hope you have already even find one nugget to go ahead. We said the Lord is our helper. We will not fear. What is the elephant in the room? So while you are typing, we can't wait too long, right? We want some quick fingers around here. What is the elephant in the room? Notice that the elephant in the room applies to a problem we don't want to address. We pretend that everything is fine. Hmm? Have you ever thought about that? The elephant in the room is a problem, and you are saying it's like you're pretending that the problem is not there, that it doesn't exist, and it's like you don't want to address it. And I believe all of us come would have probably have the elephant in the room situation. The problem is there, and we don't want to address it, right? Remember, we talk about problems and predicaments yesterday. We're talking about problem. Why we say problem? Because the elephant in the room is a problem that we know the solution, we know it can be addressed, but we are not addressing it. So what is your elephant in the room today? I want you to think about maybe something, a situation that you probably just not addressing. These things sometimes can become difficult, and it's almost like if you get a cut and you don't take care of it, it doesn't get better. You understand? Maybe it seems like it is healing, but it's not necessarily healing, and then it continues to be there, and it becomes bigger and bigger and bigger. So sometimes we need to know how to address the elephant in the room. We typically reach to a problem in four ways how we address or we react to the to problem. And this morning I'm going to give you the 4 F's, right? The 4 F's. Also, how we typically react to problems. Number one, flee. We flee it. Anybody? So that's number one. Somebody can type that number one for us. We flee the problem. We try to escape it. But what problem does? It always follows us. So that is number one, how we react to problem. I wonder which one of them you see yourself in this morning. Or is it that two or three or all of them? Maybe when we go to all four of them, you say, oh Lord, me do some of those. There are some problem, man. It's like you run from it. But we're using the F this morning, the 4 F. So number one, flee. Thank you so much, Marlon. Boy, Marlon are the A students. Me tell one before. Marlon is our A student. Thank you so much, Marlon. Marlon said, number one, we flee the problem. It is not always wise to do that. I think we met the other night, we were online the other night, and if you were not there, you could actually check out that video when we were talking about how to manage stress, right? And sometimes we say some of the situations that you are in, you may have to run. You may have to run and get help, right? So running sometimes is not always a bad issue, but you have to run to get the help. Because if you're in a problem and your life is threatened, say you're in a relationship, you're in an abusive relationship, and you know the man is going to take your life. You see, every day he's threatening to kill you, he's threatening you with violence, he's beating you, he's abusing you, physically. You might need to run. You might need to run and save your life. Get yourself out of it. Get yourself some help. So sometimes, we flee from it. Number two, forget it. So these are say we typical reaction or we react to problems. So number one is we flee. We try to escape, but the problem always follow us. Okay, so number two, forget it. Number two, we are hope it will always, it will go away. I don't think about it. But left alone problem tends to get worse. I'm going to read that again. So you can type, go ahead. I wonder if we have any other A students in the class. Number 2 is forget it. So I'm talking about typical way how we react to problem. And we're going to say which one we think we should really be leaning on this morning. So it's the 4 F's that we're talking about. Number 1, we said flee. Number 2, forget it. Have you ever had a situation that you just said, "Me just forget it, yeah, man. Me just forget it. Let's just forget it and don't try to address it." It's a, let's forget it. Let's forget it. Have you ever been there? Have you ever been? I know I've been there. I just want to forget it. But when you say that, what happens? If you try to forget, we hope it will go away. If we don't think about it, it is a hope. We are hoping that problem will go away if we don't think about it. Not true. I know it has happened to me before. Has it ever happened to you? You just want to forget it, so you just not go think about it. But the problem always follows us. So I don't know if that is the answer to just forget it. Okay, number 3. Fight it. Fight it is number 3. Fight it. We talked about fighting it before. What we resist persists. If we try to resist it, it is like you just did it. It's just standing. It's not moving. Great morning to you, Chef. Good to have you, Winston and Merlene. We're hoping you are enjoying it so far, and you have at least one nuggets to go away with. We are talking about how we react to problem. And the topic that our heading, how to solve problem, is you must face the problem. That is what. So fight it. Forget it for a while. It stays there waiting for you. You see why you are the A student, Marlon? You see why you are the A student? You are so right. That is what happened. We forget, we're trying to forget it, but it is staying there waiting for us. And that's why you're as in front of the class, you always sit down. Not you, Marlon. You know you always just sit at the front. Yes, Sonia. Sonia is reminding us, and she's telling us, fight it. Sometimes we try to fight it. And if we resist it, it will persist. And problems are no exception. They are no exception. And the last one, how we tend to react to our problem. I wonder if my A student can get it. It starts with an F. It's a 4-letter word. It starts with an S. And F, remember says F, we're doing it, the 4 F's. Okay? Or we tend to react problem. If you remember my subject, if you remember the third nugget, you will know what number 4 is. Drum roll. What is number 4? Anybody can guess how we think we react to problem. And a lot of us, I think most of us will tend to possibly do this one. And it is our number 3. It is our big one. Anybody? Somebody? What are you thinking? Number 1, we flee from it. Number 2, we forget it. Number 3, we fight it. Better to fight it. All right. Merlin said, better to fight it. All right. Number 4, anybody? Flee. We said flee already, Marlon. Come on now. Flee was number 1. So what are we going to do if we're not going to flee from it? If we're not going to forget it? If we're not going to fight it? What are we going to do? We're not fleeing it. We're not forgetting it. We're not going to fight it. What will we do? Anybody want to take a guess? It is number 4. It's 4 letters. It starts with an F. It ends with an E. Anybody? Anybody? Somebody? Come on, man. Oh, we have a winner. We have a winner. We have a winner. Lord Iris just moving up. Iris is moving up to the front of the class. She did tell me yesterday she was just relaxing and allowing the boys to go ahead. So we realize now, all right, face it head on. We need to face the problem. Face it. That's correct. Number 4, face the problem. We look at the issue realistically and deal with it, right? If we are wise, we reach for God's assistance and boldly say, as our Bible verse, according to Hebrews 13, verse 6, the Lord is my helper. I will not fear. So, number 4 is face it, face the problem. Face the problem. Let's not run away from it. Let's not just try to forget it. Because as Marlon rightly said, if you're trying to forget it, you sit down right down there waiting on you. But let us try to face the problem. Let us look at the situation, look at the issue, realistic. Let us be realistic about it, right? Let us be realistic about it and deal with it. Don't put it off. Just you have to deal with it because it is going to be there for you to deal with. And one of the best way, one of the things that I realized in dealing with a lot of situations that we have, communication becomes so important. It becomes our number one thing. Communication is so big that we don't, I think I probably need to do a series on communication. It is so big, you don't understand how powerful that is. We need to face the situation. We need to face it head on. Probably just need to go to God and ask Him, Lord, show me how to face this one. Right? We have to deal with it because when you don't deal with it, eventually you realize that it is still there. It's not gone anywhere. It is still there. And I remember sometimes what I have had situation that me just not deal with it. But when I talk about it, it's like me just get angry, and me just get upset. So I realize that the problem is still there, even though it may be a year or 2 years, because I never faced it, because I tried to flee from it and I tried to forget it. The problem was still there. We can sweep the problems under the carpet. It will make things work. Oh gosh, man. Sonia saying that this morning. We can sweep it under the carpet. It will make things worse. And you are so correct, Sonia. You are correct. And I think that is what a lot of persons do. We tend to sweep things under the carpet. And, so that's why sometimes if you go to a person's house and, by somehow you might lift up their carpet, you might see a lot of dirt under the carpet. You will be shocked. You will be surprised that this is somebody that you were not anticipating. They look nice and clean. But guess what? They may be in a little hurry, so they don't sweep the dirt under the carpet. And when you look, the carpet becomes so dirty and dusty and possibly start smelling. And that is typically what happens to us when we don't try to address the problem. I can tell you that's exactly what happens when we don't try to address our problem. It becomes sometimes it even when you go into the house, your house smell musty. And you say, what smells so? But you don't recognize that the carpet is very dirty. A lot of dirt is under it. So we're using the carpet analogy that we are not cleaning it. So it becomes so dusty and dirty. So this morning, we want to remind everybody, we're reminding ourselves this morning, let us try to face the problem. Face the problem. That's how you will get over it. And you cannot face it on your own. Don't try to face it on your own this morning. The Lord is your helper. I will not fear. The Lord is my helper. I will not fear. We hashtag that one before. The Lord is my helper. I will not fear. So let us all say this morning, I am going to face the problem because the Lord is my helper. I will not fear. So this morning, I leave that as a thought with you. Hebrews 13, verse 6. The Lord is my helper. I will not fear. God bless you. God bless you this morning. Let's remember the 4 F's. I know which one you really think is worth using. To me, facing it would be the number one thing to do. But I can tell you, we have all been through this situation, and you cannot stand around here and tell me that you always face every one of your problems. That is me not think that is true. Some of the time we just want to flee from it. Some of the time we just want to forget it. Another time we want to fight it. And the best thing for us to do is for us to face it. So I think maybe for me, maybe 2 and 3 are the things that I probably do. And 3, maybe flee. I probably don't do that one. But when you think about forgetting, sometimes some things happen and you just say, "Chum, just want to forget it." And you don't deal with it. So that is what happens. And then one next time you just try and fight it. And that not solve it either. So the other thing is that we need to face it. When we face it, it becomes off our chest, and I can tell you that works wonders. I've experienced it many, many, many times. I apologize if you hear some noise. So I'm apologizing from noise. I came on a bit earlier this morning because I know we were going to have a little bit of noise. So I hope you can still hear me. If you're still hearing me, let me know by saying, "The Lord is my helper." Or just type in the comment section if you are still hearing. Okay. Okay. But it is still there. It is true. That is what Merlin is saying. It is still there. Okay, Romy. Good to have you, Romy. Good to have you here with us. So, this morning, let us encourage ourselves. Let us encourage our family member. So, it may not always be you in the situation. And when you come over here, we don't want to be selfish with what we talk about. You may know somebody who is in the problems or the situations that we are in. We want to encourage you to encourage those persons, the same breath that they may be going through situation and then just want to forget it. Them just don't want to talk about it. Encourage them to face it. So sometimes these things that we talk about may not be your situation. Sometimes it's somebody close to you that you need to just say, listen this video. I know it will help you because of what I see you are going through. Or you can just tell them the word. Just face it. Face your problems. Face the situation. Deal with it. One moment, please. All right, I hope this is a little bit better. So I want you to be able to deal with the problem. Let us not just push it under the carpet and hoping it will be okay. Let's not do that this morning. We are being empowered here to be able to deal with the problems and the situation. May need to know how is it I am going to face it. You cannot do it on your own. You want to go to the Lord and ask him to help you to deal with the problems and the situation that you will have. Right? So I want to encourage you this morning, deal with the situation. All right. So God bless you this morning. And I hope you were blessed. And as always, before you go, we always encourage you to leave your takeaway this morning. Or what are you grateful for? What are you being inspired to do this morning? What are you grateful for? And if you have something that you probably want us to talk about, you can type it also in the comment section. If it's a topic that I am able to talk about, I will try to talk about it. And this week, I know we didn't have a full week. We didn't have a full week, but we were able to do 2 days, and we are grateful for that. So that is something this morning. I am grateful for that we were still able to connect twice this week, and I'm thankful. We met online, and possibly this evening we may just be having an evening where we relax, have little games, and just relax and have fun. So look out for that. Look out for that. Is something I want to do this evening. So if you just want to just relax and relieve yourself, so look out for it. So this morning I want to encourage you, just be grateful. Thank you so much, Sister Izzy. Safe travels. We know you're on the road, and we appreciate you for just stopping in and popping in. Sister Izzy said, I'm grateful for life. Sister Iris is saying, I will live my best life today. Can we join with Sister Iris and Sister Izzy this morning? Grateful for life and live your best life. Today, not tomorrow. Today. Stop sitting around and have a pity party, guys. Stop doing it. Stop it. I'm not coming to that party. We have life, and when there's life, there's opportunity. We can change our situation. We just need to get up from where you are, and allow God to just lead you today. So look at where you are now and where you could have been. Thank you for joining us, Kali J's Kitchen. And guys, these are persons, if you have not yet connected with them, Sister Izzy, she has a music ministry, so you can connect with her. And Kali J's Kitchen, she has a cooking channel, and I want to encourage you to also join with her. So these are some persons that you can connect with them, and show them some love and support. Kali do some really authentic meals. The other day, I think I saw it was plantain and something else. It made cupcakes from plantain mixed with something else. I didn't get to watch it as yet. I saw the clippings coming up. But I can tell you some of the things that you do. It's amazing, Kali, and I really, really appreciate it. So thank you so much. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us. And I hope you had a great, great time. Merlin is and Sonia is saying, I am grateful for life. Sister Izzy, please be safe. Please be safe. Sister Merlin is saying, I am grateful. I wake up on the list. I'm waking up on this list this morning. She is grateful that she woke up this morning. Tony's lifestyle is saying, good morning, Trina and Chat. I connected yesterday. I'm so grateful that you are here with us. Thank you. And if you just came in, you can probably watch the rebroadcast based on what we were talking about, how to deal with the problem. Thank you so much, Kali. Kali saying, Trina, keep motivating. I really like the video. So thank you so very much. Jordan, blessings to you. So we were blessed to have every one of you this morning in the building. And we're hoping that you did enjoy the journey with us today. Thank you so much. And may the peace of God just go with every single one of us this morning, as we are reminded that He will do it again for you. Just take a look at where you are now and where you could have been. So God always come through for you. So God bless you, and may His face shine upon you. And I want to say thank you so much for your support. Thank you for taking us where we are right now. we tend to be up and down in the 410 era. We keep going up and then we're coming down. But we are grateful to God for that. We could just be at number 10. But look at us now. And that was only possible because of all of you. So encourage your friends, your family to join the family so that we can have a big, big, big family and we spread the love and share the love. So if you know one of your friend or your family member who is not yet connected with me, please go ahead and encourage them to connect with us. God bless you and may his face shine upon you and may he be gracious to you. I love you all, but guess what? Jesus loves you best. Stay safe, be strong, and I'll see you. Don't forget to live your best life today. God bless you. Bye, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us.